welcome once again, everybody, to another episode of the Movie Theater Lobby. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Leia.
And we have a special guest star today.
Hello, I'm Conall.
Conall Kean, our youngest son. He's joining us today for a special episode of What You Did Say. Right? So this time we're covering the movie Willy's Wonderland. The writer, G.O. Parsons, he says this movie's not inspired by Five Nights at Freddy's.
What do you think of that?
I think it's similar in some ways, like the animatronics, but I feel like it's more of like an inspiration of the FNAF movie, more of like a copy.
Like it shares similarities.
So you think it's more like
Yeah.
it's very similar to it.
Yeah, very similar.
If we start looking at some dates a little bit, G.O. Parsons initially claimed he started writing this in 2015, but the first Five Nights at Freddy's came out in August of 2014.
Suspicious.
Five Nights at Freddy's 2 came out in November of 2014. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 came out in March of 2015, and Five Nights at Freddy's 4 came out in July of 2015.
There's a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's
Lots.
before this came out, before this was written.
Parsons also has claimed he started writing this in 2012.
Okay.
So, who knows? Let's be on the safe side and just say we don't know the direct inspiration. So, we're going to go with that. We're going to go with G.O. Parsons and say this just happens to be
very, very similar.
A situation of convergent thinking.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Conall, should we start talking about this movie a little bit?
Yes.
I've got a little plot summary. I'm going to start going through it. You kind of jump in with your thoughts whenever you've got things you want to say. Leia's going to do the same. So we open with a jaunty little tune being sung to a crowd of happy children and their parents, delivered by Willy, an animatronic weasel, and his gang of friends. And it looks like we're watching this on like an old VHS or an old monitor or something. It's a happy little tune. It's your birthday, and we want you to have fun. It's your birthday. So let's party, everyone. Right? That's how it goes? Something like that.
Really good, Daddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But the gaiety all fades away as we are shown a bloody t-shirt bearing the Willy's Wonderland logo. And a panicked mom and a panicked dad running down a hallway, dimly lit in yellow. When suddenly Dad is dragged away, and Mom screams and keeps running. She ends up in a blue-lit lobby where she's quickly attacked by something unseen. And she sees a child, and she smiles for just a moment before she screams. And we're taken back to that old VHS-looking monitor of happy children and singing songs. Smash cut! Two quickly spinning wheels, barreling down an empty road.
Our hero.
In an ocean blue Chevy Camaro SS. Dog tags on the rearview mirror, shifting a manual gear shift, and a leather coat. Boom! Tires get flattened as they drive over a spike strip. The upset man gets out the car to observe the carnage. He finds the spike strip, tosses it in his trunk, and he takes out a can of Punch energy drink. Shortly thereafter, a tow truck shows up, and this happy tow truck driver invites the man inside his cab, and they drive into town. Along the way, this friendly tow truck driver talks about, some kids pulling pranks.
I don't know too many kids who have spike strips. Do you have those? No.
You don't have any, Conall?
No.
Oh, man, you're missing out. So, Jeb says some mischievous kids stole the zigzag, the spike strips, out of the police cruiser. And I guess you found it, Mr. Stranger. He takes this man who we come to notice as Nicolas Cage, yet unnamed, but we recognize the actor. Welcome to Hayesville, home of Willy's Wonderland.
Hayesville, Nevada.
Hey, you'd think, maybe.
It is is it? It is Hayesville, Nevada.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah. It's shot in Georgia, but it's Hayesville, Nevada.
Hayesville, Nevada.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yes.
Fantastic. Now we all know.
I'm like, wait, it is Hayesville, Nevada.
Conall was born in Reno, Nevada.
He was.
So we see a young woman pouring gasoline outside of Willy's Wonderland. She's just about to set fire to it when she's stopped by the local sheriff, who handcuffs her and takes her to a trailer park. When she arrives at the trailer park, it just so happens that Jeb, the tow truck driver, pulls up just alongside the sheriff with our mysterious driver in the passenger seat. They chat a little bit, and the sheriff takes the young woman inside after Jeb drives away. Chains this young woman to a pipe inside, tosses her a bag of chips and a bucket for waste.
To go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Restroom. And says, I'll be back tomorrow. Now we go back to the tow truck driver, Jeb, and he's talking to our mysterious driver in the garage. And the driver happens to notice a wall of missing people posters. Missing persons posters?
Mhm.
Missing people persons.
Purple people?
Purple
What?
people eater person posters. Way too many missing people for a town this size.
Yeah, mysteriously.
Jeb says to the driver, hey, I can fix your car. I estimate with the tow being about $250 and the tires, all said and done, about $1,000. Our driver pulls out his credit card. Jeb says, oh, no. Cash only. I don't deal in plastic. The driver looks over and sees an ATM, not in order. Jeb says, those don't work. We don't have internet in this town anyway. We were going to get it, but they decided not to for some reason. So cash only, in advance. Oh, you don't have the cash. I got an idea. Why don't you work it off? I happen to know a guy in town needs a job doing. The driver and Jeb shake hands, agree to the terms. Jeb calls Tex.
Tex.
What a classy name, right?
See.
They arrive at the parking lot of Willy's Wonderland, and Tex is waiting there for them. Tex introduces himself as Tex, like the state, McAdoo. Isn't that a funny name?
Yeah.
McAdoo. I like that.
Me too.
Kind of rolls off the tongue. Tex says, hey, all right, Mr. Mysterious Driver Man, do this job for me. You go inside Willy's Wonderland, clean it up overnight, and in the morning, I'll personally pay to have your car taken care of and fixed, and it'll be waiting for you here in this very parking lot come sunrise.
Sounds like a cherry deal.
Would you take that deal?
Work overnight?
If I knew, I wouldn't, but honestly, I probably would.
If you thought, hey, this is just some kid's restaurant, it's messy, I gotta clean it up, and someone's gonna pay me $1,000 to do it, to fix my car, what do you think?
I would say, why not? And
Why
then I wouldn't mind staying a night there.
Sure.
You have no idea that there's
You wouldn't think it's murderous.
mayhem and murder awaiting you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Tex takes the driver inside and gives him a little tour of the joint. Talks about days of past when kids were happy, running around, laughing, having a good time, families loving the place. Oh, but then some kids got out of control and they climbed on the animatronics and they got hurt, and all those safety watchdog groups decided to sue Willy's Wonderland and shut the place down. Well, I want to reopen it. And to do that, it needs to be cleaned up first.
You need to clean it, yeah.
Yeah. So he shows the janitor around the place, hands him a fresh new Willy's Wonderland t-shirt.
Yeah, that
Looking
was part of their promotional stunt when they were bringing out this movie.
Oh,
Those
was it?
T-shirts, yeah, they were selling those T-shirts.
That'd be awesome.
I know, I'm like,
I wish I
I should
could
look
get
and
one.
see if I can find one.
He's officially part of the Willy's Wonderland crew.
For one night only.
One night only. And we also officially get introduced to the members of the Willy's gang. Conall, tell us who each and every member of the Willy's gang are.
Artie the alligator, Siren Sarah, Cammy the chameleon, Gus the gorilla, Nighty Night, Ozzy the ostrich, Tito the turtle, and Willy Weasel.
So that's the 8 members of Willy's gang.
Willy Weasel's like the Billy Bob.
Yeah. That's his
Chuck E.
name.
Cheese or Chuck E. Cheese, yeah.
Yep. Looking back at the trailer park, 5 friends show up in a pickup truck, and they're looking for their friend Liv, who is the young woman who's trying to set fire to Willy's just before. They find her in the trailer chained up, and they're like, what the heck? This is insane. Let's get our friend free. We've got a job to do. We've got to burn down Willy's for what happened in the past. Liv says, hey, we got to go. I saw them leave already with the bait, and it may already be too late because he may already be locked inside. We now get a little bit of a montage. A montage of the janitor. He was the driver, now the janitor. Cleaning the place up furiously, just mopping up stuff.
And then beep, 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 beep. His
And
watch
then-
goes off.
Yeah.
Break time.
When Tex left instructions, he said, do some cleaning. Don't forget to take breaks.
He
Made
took it very
important.
seriously.
Yep. This guy knows how to follow directions.
He does, to a fault.
So, but okay, break time. So he goes back into the kitchen. He has himself another Punch energy drink.
Punch Pop energy drink.
And it even says right on the can, a fistful of caffeine to your kisser. That's a pretty good slogan. I like that. And he also finds a pinball machine.
Which apparently he's a rock star at playing pinball.
He must have lived the life of the
A
Who's
pinball star.
Tommy, the pinball wizard.
Yeah.
And then, he cleaned up the pinball machine, started playing on the pinball machine.
Yeah.
What was he doing while he was playing on it, too? He was dancing?
Dancing.
Dancing the night away. Well, on this particular break, he doesn't clean it up yet. He just finds it.
He just finds it.
Because he runs out of break time. Got to go back to work. Very strict.
Mm-hmm.
By the minute. So he goes back out into the lobby. While he's mopping the lobby floor, a spotlight illuminates Ozzy the ostrich. And Ozzy the ostrich kind of soundlessly walks up right face to face with the janitor. And the janitor, what's he do?
He pokes it with his
Mop,
mops a little bit.
right? Bashes it. And Ozzy doesn't do anything. So he bashes him again. And then Ozzy shouts,
I'm gonna feast on your face.
yeah, I'm gonna feast on your face. And then attacks. Where's the janitor get cut?
Right on the side of his cheek.
Right on the side of his cheek. Whoa. The janitor was on the defensive before that.
Hell no.
But as soon as Ozzy drew first blood,
That's it.
the janitor took his trusty defensive mop. What'd he do? Snapped it in two over his leg.
Then hoo-yah, hoo-yah.
And then started bashing the hell out of Ozzy. Right?
Ozzy's the first to go.
Yeah. So the stage room skirmish ends quickly. Black blood or fluid or oil or whatever it is, everywhere. Place is covered. He just cleaned it. Now it's a mess again. Janitor 1, Willy's crew, 0. Janitor goes and grabs a new fresh tea. Back to cleaning again. Now we get another shot of the sheriff sitting in her station with a member of the highway patrol, the Hayward Highway Patrol. And he says, hey, why'd you call for backup in such a small little town? She says, hey, there's trouble happening. What we're going to do is we're going to sit here and see this phone, this red phone. We're going to sit here and pray it never rings. He says, okay, easy enough. Double time pay. Great. We go back to the janitor. Puts a strip of duct tape over his cut. He black bags Ozzy the ostrich.
Guys, he's got to clean.
Yeah. And then, beep, 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 break time. What's he grab out of the fridge?
The Punch Pop energy drink.
Exactly. And then he sits down to clean. What's he clean?
The pinball machine.
The pinball machine. But breaks over. No time to play it yet.
Now
Ugh.
it's clean next time.
It's clean, though. Back to work. Another montage. The bathroom. Cleans up the graffiti, the urinals, the stalls, the sinks. Everything's looking perfect. But then, Willy's gang music starts again. Janitor's pretty curious about that, so he goes back to the lobby, sees the animatronics partying on stage, dancing and singing like they do. He switches off the music. But then, the bathroom door shuts, slams all by itself. He was just in there cleaning it. Bravely, that man walks into the bathroom all by himself.
He does everything in this movie bravely.
He does.
Let's be honest.
The man has no fear.
No fear.
Would you be scared yet, Conall?
Probably, yeah.
You just beat the shit out of some ostrich, and now a bathroom door slams shut by itself?
Mm-hmm.
You know you're the only person in there?
Yeah, he seems to be missing that fight or
Yeah.
that fight or flight response. It's just fight.
Just
There's no
fight.
flight.
Fight
Mhm.
only. So he goes into that bathroom and sees on the mirror, it's your birthday, written in what looks to be blood, with a smiley face at the bottom.
Aw.
Isn't that cute? Janitor, of course, cleans up the mirror. And while he's cleaning, somebody says,
Let's play hide and seek.
and all the doors shut, taunting him with a sing-song, "You'll never find me." Challenge accepted, right, Conall? Would you say challenge accepted?
Probably.
As the janitor, you'd be like, okay, game on, man. Let's do this.
Hmm.
Then the disembodied voice continues saying,
I'm gonna eat your eyes out and feast on your soul.
ha, 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 ha. That's a little intimidating, though, huh?
Yeah.
So the janitor kicks open every door. Boom! One stall. Boom! Another one. Boom! Another one. Boom! The final one. They're all clean. Nobody's there. When suddenly, from the ceiling, some big feet swing down and kick him in the chest. Conall, what does Gorilla Gus call that?
A gorilla greeting kick.
A gorilla greeting! Yes! This is confirmed to us to be Gorilla Gus.
Yeah.
The bathroom brawl begins. The two combatants get locked in a melee push-around. They're slamming each other against walls. The janitor gets thrown into the stall. Just when you think that Gus has the upper hand, what does the janitor come out with, Conall?
Plunger.
A plunger! And he plunges Gus right in the face. And then starts beating the ever-living crap out of him.
Then he grabs a plunger and then tosses him across the bathroom.
Yes, tosses him across the bathroom, and he slams him into what?
The toilet.
The urinal on the wall, right? Now, Conall, you've never seen a movie called American History X.
No, he's a little young.
You're a little young for that one.
Yeah.
But in that movie, there's a very infamous scene of what they call a curb stomping. Cover your ears, a little violent for you, where a man's face is put against a curb.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Teeth on the curb, and then gets his head
kicked.
stomped in a little bit.
That's what happens with Gus
Yeah.
the gorilla.
This happens to Gus the gorilla.
Ends his life.
Janitor finishes
Bam.
this guy off again. And
Done.
once again, what is covering everything? The black, oily fluid, right? In this bathroom that was just cleaned. This guy can't catch a break.
All right, that's 2 down.
Now, 2 for the janitor, 0 for Willy's gang, right? Guess what? Break time. Conall, what's he drink?
The punch energy.
Punch energy drink. Conall, but this time he can actually,
Play the pinball machine.
boom, play some pinball. But no, short-lived break over. Back to work again. Now the teens actually show up and they start pouring gasoline all over the building. Liv can't just let this man burn inside with the building, right? Would you let somebody burn inside that building?
No.
No, you'd go in to get them.
Unless I knew they were already dead.
Oh yeah, if they're already dead, yeah. Forget
There
it.
wouldn't be any point of going back in there.
You're right. No point at all. Let it just burn down. But Liv can't have this happen. She knows that guy's still alive. In fact, she sees him through a window and she knocks on the window and says, "Hey, you gotta leave." What's he do?
Ignores him.
He ignores him. Turns around, keeps going back to work. Liv says, "Oh my God, okay. I'm gonna go in there and get this guy. You guys stay out here so you can find us a way out." So she crawls in through some ventilation shafts, and behind her, Artie the alligator is creeping behind. In those ventilation shafts, she kicks him and escapes. She lands in like a foresty room where she is suddenly assaulted by Siren Sarah. She gets kind of carried away off screen, and we cut again to the janitor who has heard her screams and he's drawn to attention. So have her friends outside, and they all want to go in and save her. So they go up to the roof to look for a way in, and they start arguing about, is it worth going in to save her? Our lives for hers? Is that right? Bobby, one of the guys, says, no, I'm out of here. You guys can do what you want. Aaron, who I think has a crush on Liv, gets a little upset by that, and he tackles him, and they crash through the ceiling and land in a ball pit just
Now
below.
they're all inside.
And then all the other kids fall in too. Right? So now everybody's inside. There's nobody to get them out. The janitor finds Liv in the foresty room because she kind of falls on top of him. She says, "Hey, I took care of Sarah. We got to get out of here. It's only temporary. She's going to be back." The janitor sees she's fine, so what's he do?
Goes back and...
Goes back to work.
He's got a job to do, man.
He's not worried. He already beat 2 of these things. He's not concerned. Now Liv finds her friends crashed through the ceiling in the lobby. And that's when Liv sees Siren Sarah on stage again. And she's I'm going to get you for what you did. And she grabs this knife and she goes to stab Siren Sarah. But the janitor grabs her arm and stops her. And then he carries Liv away from the stage. And Willy and his friends start singing a song about the super happy fun room. Saying, "Oh, come join us in the super happy fun room. Lots of fun, blah, 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 pizza cake, blah, 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 blah." All that stuff, right?
Piece of cake, blah, 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 blah.
And that's when the kids also notice, hey, there's only 6 animatronics up there on stage. There's supposed to be 8. And then they see 2 black bags near the entrance with pieces of Gus and Ozzy sticking out.
Holy shit, this guy's taken 2 out already.
Yeah. They look at the janitor and they say, "Wow, that's badass." So they think this guy knows what he's doing, right? So they follow him because he walks away. The kids walk to follow the janitor, including Liv, but Bobby and Kathy, who are a boyfriend and girlfriend, they amorously decide to go to the super happy fun room. Okay.
To do stuff that you probably closed your eyes for.
Liv, when they're in the break room, tells the janitor about the story he was told was a lie. It was a setup. The whole fixing your car thing, being ready in the morning for you, if you just clean this, that's all fabrication. Really what they're doing is they're sacrificing you to Willy and his friends.
Because otherwise Willy and his friends will murder more people in town.
Yeah. Willy and his friends have been a problem to this town, right? Because, Conall, do you remember what year Willy's was built in?
1996.
1996. That's what Liv tells us. And it was built by a man named
Jerry Robert
Willis. What was Jerry Robert Willis? Conall, do you know?
Serial killer?
Serial killer. And he groomed and hired other serial killers to work at Willy's.
It's like a cult.
The secret was Willy and his gang of serial killers would invite select families into the super happy fun room. They would offer them cake and a personal one-on-one entertainment by Willy the Weasel, at which point they would murder the families and they'd go missing. And after a few reports of missing people around, the cops investigated Willy's Wonderland. And by the time they got inside, they found in the super happy fun room, every member of Willy's staff had sacrificed themselves. And Liv referred to it as some sort of satanic ritual. She called it a catric transfer of energy. Now, I do have to say, a catric transfer of energy, that's not unique to this film, and it's not a thing that's actually in real life. It's a concept that was from Star Trek.
Oh.
Because it is the Vulcans' belief that they have a catric soul. It's basically their version of a soul or a mind energy. And they can transfer through this catric ritual, their energy or their soul into a catric ark, which is sort of like an Egyptian canopic jar. And then they can then transfer that into other bodies. Strange, yes, but there you go. A little background.
Some Star Trek knowledge.
People may not have known.
For you.
After Willy and his friends were killed, Tex took possession of Willy's Wonderland, reopened it 10 years later, and from the start, bad things kept happening. The animatronics would say weird things to the guests, and they would hurt the guests. And eventually, people started to die again. Now, Tex finally agreed to have the place bulldozed, but the guy he hired to do it, the day before the demolition was supposed to happen, was found dead alongside his family in his home. No other contractors wanted to take the gig. So, the town members, all knowing exactly what's going on, decided to instead just leave the place alone. Maybe if nobody went in there, nobody would get hurt. So they just tried to dissuade people from going into Willy's. That didn't last for long. What did the animatronics do?
They went and found murder for themselves.
Yeah, they found people to murder all around town. In the schools, the libraries, the restaurants, murders. Tex and the other adults decided, let's go make a deal. So they went into Willy and they said, Willy, listen. Stop killing our people. Stop killing our locals. And in return, we will find people to sacrifice.
We'll bring you human sacrifices.
This has happened many times before. This mysterious janitor is just the next guy in the line.
But this is also why Liv is so on to doing this, because her parents were actually one of those sacrifices.
The parents at the start of the film that we saw, and they saw that little kid. That little kid was Liv. Those were her parents.
She ended up surviving. Lund ended up adopting her because he felt bad for her, and why she's out to get to burn it down.
The sheriff ended up finding Liv and then adopting her. So then we cut back to the present. Bobby and Kathy they're having some super happy fun in the super happy fun room.
They're loving each other.
Conall looks unimpressed.
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about that.
The Willies, is that appropriate to say about the gang? Call them the Willies? I'm going to call them the Willies. The Willies sing a song about naughty kids. And then a solo song by Willy, where he counts down about 6 little chickens, 4 roosters, and 2 hens are in the weasel's den and they're running out of time. And then the song slowly winds down when he says 5 little chickens at the end of the line, but he just said 6. Now he's saying 5 because all of a sudden, behind one of the teenagers named Aaron, gets stabbed in the back by
Nighty Night.
By Nighty Night, runs Aaron through with this giant sword, and everybody freaks out. So Liv tells all of her friends to go run away, while she stays and confronts Nighty Night. The janitor won't do anything about this because he's on break.
He's busy.
He has yet another
Punch soda.
Yep, punch soda, and plays more
Pinball.
More pinball. We flash back to Bobby and Kathy, who are still in the super happy fun room, when Kathy notices Artie the alligator staring at them. And Bobby says, well, let's give him a show. So they do. But then we also shoot over to Dan, another one of the teens, who finds himself in this kind of strobing room, and he's cornered by Tito the turtle and Sarah the siren. While Chris, another one of the teens, goes and hides in the arcade and calls the sheriff. So the sheriff and the highway patrolman head over to Willy's right quick. They know what's going on.
Kids were not part of the deal.
Kids were not supposed to be part of this. They got to go save them. And while this happens, Dan, the teen who was cornered by Tito and Sarah, gets eviscerated. by the duo.
He dies.
So that's the janitor 2, and Willy's gang now has 2 body count on their side. Break time finishes. The janitor finishes 4th punch energy drink of the night and goes back to work. Just in time to prevent Liv from being killed by Nighty Night. The janitor confronts Nighty Night, and after hitting the helmeted hostile's head heaps of times against the wall, the janitor swings a sword and sunders the chevalier's skull from its torso in one smooth swipe.
Decapitating him.
Yes, spewing the sable solution everywhere. Now the janitor...
3, Willy's gang 2.
That's right. Now we flash over to Bobby, who's being eaten by Artie the alligator. And Kathy screams as she's covered in his thick, wet, hot
blood.
The janitor and Liv both hear the scream, and they wander down the hall to dispose of the black-bagged knight. But then they kick in the door they just heard Kathy's scream come from, and in there, it's blood-soaked room everywhere. Bobby and Kathy are both dead. Artie the alligator kind of kneeling over them. Here comes the custodian crocodilian confrontation.
Custodian crocodilian confrontation.
Right? It works.
You're goofy.
Artie doesn't stand a chance, does he? The janitor jumps upon him right quick and starts bludgeoning the shit out of his face. Right? Yeah. And then, Conall, what's he do to Artie's jaw?
He pries it open and then snaps it.
Yes. And then he reaches in and pulls out some...
Pulls mechanical insides out.
Yes. Gross.
Killing him. Which puts the body count up to...
Janitor.
4. Willy's gang. 2.
No.
3.
Bobby and Kathy were just killed.
Oh, 4.
Now it's a tie game again.
Tied up. Now we come to Cammy the chameleon, who cornered Chris in the arcade. She calls out to him, "Don't be afraid. I'm not like the rest. I'm friendly. They tease me. They make fun of me. They call me ugly. I just want to be set free." Chris takes the bait and offers to help her.
Chris was cornered talking to Cammy the chameleon.
That's right. Now Liv comes in as Chris is talking to Cammy, and suddenly, what happens with Cammy? What does Cammy do to Chris?
Like strangles him, I think?
Yes! She shoots her...
With her tongue?
Shoots her tongue out instantly and wraps around his neck and snaps.
Quite a skill.
Yeah, it is. She turns her attention to Liv, and Liv gets ready to fight. Chameleon asks Liv, "Wanna play, bitch?" Just then, the janitor walks in between Liv and Cammy the chameleon, puts his fists up ready to fight, but beep, beep, beep.
Break time.
Break time.
He really takes his break seriously.
He takes it super seriously because he reaches in his pocket, pulls out a switchblade knife, puts it in the hands of Liv, and walks out.
I have to take my break now.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're on your own.
Gotta get break time. Mandated break time. So Conall, he goes back to the break room to have...
Punch energy soda.
Punch energy soda. And more pinball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Punch energy. Pinball. Tongue lashings. More punches. More pinball. Some tumbles. More pinball. The alarm beeps. Break over. Stabbings happen because Liv has that knife. So she's stabbing Cammy. And then Liv is cornered. Her fate seems certain. She's going to die at the hands of Cammy the chameleon. All of a sudden, a cable wraps around...
The chameleon?
The chameleon's neck. Ooh, the irony, right? She killed somebody with her tongue around somebody's neck. Now she's got a cable around her neck. And he's bashing her about, right? Throwing her, tossing her into different arcade cabinets. And he subdues her. He doesn't kill her. The janitor and Liv are walking down the hallway with Cammy the chameleon in tow. She's still alive. And at the end of the hallway, Conall, who's standing?
Tito the turtle and Siren Sarah?
Yes. The janitor does his best impression of an anime hero known as One Punch Man. Because he delivers one single punch to both of them and knocks them on their asses. Right at the end of the hallway and just walks right past them, still dragging Cammy the chameleon. In the lobby, he kicks open the front door. Oh no. Open the door. Who's standing outside that door with a shotgun?
The sheriff.
The sheriff! She first says, "Drop the reptile. Walk back inside." He does so. He doesn't want any business with a shotgun, right? Would you?
No.
If somebody faced you with a shotgun, would you probably do what they say?
Yeah.
Probably, right? She has the highway patrol officer tie up the janitor, and she starts apologizing to Willy. They set Cammy free, and she says, "I'm sorry, he doesn't represent us in the town. Please take pity on us." She tells the highway patrolman to take Liv and get the hell out of here. Liv was not part of this deal. So eventually the sheriff leaves the janitor to the whims of Willy and his gang. The janitor gets up, and that's when Cammy and Sarah confront the janitor one more time. And they invite him to a menage a trois of sorts. And the three-way tussle takes off to the tune of head, shoulders, knees, and toes. At this time, Liv and the highway patrolman are arguing in the car about the morality of tonight's situation, and the cop stops the car to vindicate himself. When all of a sudden, Conall, who reaches in through the window?
Tito the turtle.
Tito the turtle! And he pulls the officer out of the car, and they start fighting in the street. But the officer doesn't last long. Tito the turtle, what's he do?
Eats the sheriff?
Eats the highway patrolman, right. So Liv gets out of the car with the shotgun, and she says, "Give me the keys!" to Tito the turtle. And Tito the turtle throws the keys into the wilderness nearby. And then she tries to shoot him, but the gun doesn't go off. Instead, she just hits him over and over and over again in the huevos.
You know what the huevos are?
No.
Huevos is Spanish for eggs, but it's also a word for testicles. After beating Tito for a while, Tito says, "I give up, stop. And Liv just leaves him and walks back to Willy's. So the janitor's cleaning up his newest victims, Siren Sarah, because he strangled her with his legs, and Cammy the chameleon, who he defeats. He finally breaks his arms free and snaps her neck. The janitor grabs a new fresh t-shirt and goes back to more cleaning. He puts tarps over the unfortunate teens. And looking over a job well done, the whole place is damn near clean. Only Willy is still left on the stage now. All the other animatronics are gone. The janitor walks up to the weasel, face to face. Beep, beep, beep. Break time again.
Break time.
So, Conall, what happens again?
Another punch energy drink and more pinball.
And
dancing.
Dancing! Victory! Celebration time! After the extended voguing, the janitor finishes his break, takes out the trash, and waves politely to the sheriff in her car. And she goes, "What the hell? You're supposed to be dead!" So she goes back inside one more time, trying to appeal to Willy. Say, "Sorry, Willy, we didn't mean for this to happen. Please don't take it out on us." And she gets bisected. Cut in half by Willy.
Willy's not playing around.
No, he's not. But then, the disorienting lights, loud sounds and confetti falling all over the place. It's too disorienting for our heroic janitor. And Willy gets the best of him, tosses him into the ball pit. Willy thinks this is a job well done and walks away satisfied. The janitor climbs out of the ball pit, back to the break room. He packages up all of his leftover energy drinks into a sack, and he takes his trusty broken-in-half mop. He's ready to have a final face-off. Wink, wink, because Nicolas Cage was in a movie called Face Off. And he decides to take the fight to Willy one last time, energized and ready to go.
He has power up.
Just like Luffy in One Piece, every time he's beat, he comes back again stronger, determined to win the fight. Using his bagged cans as his improvised weapon, his best private pile-ish bludgeon, the soap in the sock.
Soap in the sock.
He bashes and batters the ineffective Willy. Ooh. Now we're at Janitor 7, Willy 5 teens, and 2 law enforcement officers, right?
So Willy's dead.
Willy's dead.
He also gets his head ripped off.
Covered in gore, the janitor, as Leia said, pulls Willy's head off. Gross! In the morning light, the janitor's car's been fixed, and Jeb is doing donies in the parking lot with it. Loves it. He says, "This is a great machine," hands the keys to Tex, "already cleaned up for you." Tex says, "Always nice to add another one to the collection," thinking that your janitor's for sure dead.
He's not going to get it back.
They notice, hey, the lock is off the door. They kind of peek inside and they see the place is clean, top to bottom, like brand new. No animatronics on stage. What the hell? So they go inside. We, as the viewer, get to see Sarah crawling out of her plastic bag that the janitor stuffed her in, believing her to be dead. And she finds a discarded Zippo lighter that was tossed aside earlier and some gas tanks. Wonder what's going to happen with all that. The janitor puts on his regular civilian shirt because he's no longer employed by Willy's Wonderland. He's finished his job, puts on his leather jacket, and walks out to meet Tex and Jeb in the lobby. He puts out his hand, expecting, "Keys, please." Tex gives the man his keys without a word. The janitor walks outside.
Looks at him dumbfounded.
Yeah, looks at him.
"Here's your keys."
Yeah, like, holy shit, partner.
Yeah.
You did it. The janitor, I guess now we can call him the driver again, right?
Yeah.
Walks outside to his car, sees Liv standing outside in the parking lot as well. He gets in his badass machine, and she jumps in the passenger seat. Kind of without friends and family. Both of them want to leave this town.
They decide to team up.
Both pretty badass. 2 badasses pumping Freebird. spinning the wheels, burning some rubber, getting the hell out of town. Now, at the same time, Jeb and Tex look at each other relieved. We're free! The machines have been bested. Guess what? We can open up this place again. Give it a new, fresh paint of coat.
It's going to be great.
Maybe give it a new name.
Mm-hmm.
The possibilities are endless. The pair laugh about the golden opportunities, the bright future ahead of them. Conall, what do they see in the rearview mirror?
Siren Sarah.
Siren Sarah is in the rearview mirror with kind of that twisted, torn grin that she has, right? That kind of creepy looking little grin. She lights that Zippo. Boom!
They're dead.
Car blows up. Jeb and Tex inside, and Siren Sarah goes shooting off. We assume she probably dies.
She probably died, yeah.
Right? We cut one last time away to the driver and Liv barreling down the road.
There's one left, isn't there?
I don't know. There's only been 7 animatronics confirmed killed now. One left running around still. Who is it?
Tito the Turtle.
Tito the Turtle, standing in the middle of the road.
Turtle.
What does the driver do?
Rams into Tito the Turtle and
yes.
As they're driving out of town.
Kills him, shatters him. Right? Parts of Tito flying everywhere. Whew. Job
8.
well done.
Mm-mm.
8 for the janitor. Technically 7, but I guess you could call Sarah one of his victims, sort of.
Sort of. Not really, but sort of. I think it's the only one he didn't personally kill.
The only one he didn't personally kill.
Yeah.
Whereas Willy got 5 teens, 2 law enforcement officers, 1 Jeb, and 1 Tex.
He won the battle because he killed all the animatronics, and I feel like the animatronics would have an easier time killing people than themselves.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
Yeah.
I feel like the janitor put a lot more effort into it, so in that case, I feel like he won.
He won.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yep. Ultimately, he did win.
Yeah, ultimately he did, right?
More casualties on the janitor's side, but...
Yeah. Willy and his gang may have killed more people, just barely.
Just barely. But nobody came out alive on that side, so...
Right.
Yeah.
There we go. That's Willy's Wonderland. Fun little movie. I liked it. Conall, what'd you think? Did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it.
You loved it?
Yeah.
Leia?
I really absolutely loved it,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a great jaunt.
Nicolas Cage doesn't speak
No.
the entire film, does he?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't say anything.
Well, I know what I think, like, another way it could have ended. Like,
Okay, give us that.
if Sarah was dead, there could have been, like, another Willy's Wonderland movie where it's, like, all refashioned and that kind of stuff. They hire new people, but those people just so happen to be the sons/daughters of the previous killers.
Oh.
And they're back for revenge because the janitor killed all the animatronics, which is their fathers and mothers.
They could maybe call it Willy's Wonderland 2, Lethal Legacy.
Whoa, Brandon, you just came up with that?
I sure
It's pretty
did.
good.
That's a good idea, Conall.
Mhm.
I think that'd be a great sequel. Now, G.O. Parsons, he did say that he's got an idea for a sequel, provided it gets greenlit.
Mhm.
Now, he did also say recently, I think in 2023, maybe, that the production for a sequel is looking positive. Who knows if we'll ever see it? I hope we do.
You know, sadly, this film came out during COVID, so I don't think it was going to have a huge following,
Right.
but I think it did really kind of hurt it a little bit.
It hurt its early publicity. I think.
Yeah. And you know, at the beginning, you had cut to a scene where Nicolas Cage is in his car. And there's dog tags hanging from the mirror.
Yeah.
Yes. So they give you the impression, it's about 3 minutes in, they give you the impression that he's in the military. So that might be kind of part of why he's so tough.
Yeah. Badass guy.
He's a badass guy. But his name is actually Poe.
Oh, I know
And-
that name.
Yeah, so if it doesn't ring a bell, it's okay because I don't think everybody would remember the name of the character, but
Right.
a lot of people know the film Con Air from
Mhm.
1997, which Nicolas Cage was in.
Yeah.
He plays U.S. Army Ranger Cameron Poe.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
whether or not that's connected, I doubt.
Or just a
little
just a little
homage.
nod. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, nobody says his name. We don't know who his name
Right.
is,
Just
but it is on his dog tags at the beginning of the film.
he's simply credited as the janitor.
The janitor. Yep.
Mhm. And I guess initially, Nicolas Cage had revealed one time that the script had so few. He did have some speaking lines in the script, but they were so few. Nicolas Cage suggested to the writer and director, hey, what if I just don't say anything? What if I just convey everything through body language and action?
Mm-hmm.
And they thought, you know what? That's pretty cool. Let's do it.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that it was because it would cost more for him to have lines.
Oh, right.
And he came out and said, no, it was a conscious decision for
Yeah.
me not to speak.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've kind of like wonder what Nicolas Cage would have said if he did talk throughout the show.
Sometimes you wonder what he's thinking, you know?
Yeah.
He does portray it, his face really well. And you can kind of get a feel for what he's thinking. But yeah, it would be kind of cool. A lot of these films where like people don't talk throughout the whole film, like Silent Bob.
Yeah.
There's always like the very end. They say something. One line, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Not this film.
Not this one.
No.
Doesn't need it.
Still doesn't say anything.
Too tough to talk.
Yeah. Talking unnecessary.
That's right. Conall, I gotta know, who was your favorite animatronic?
Probably Gus.
Gus.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Why was Gus your favorite?
I just like the big old round head and
the way it looked.
And the teeth.
The teeth were pretty funny. Those kind of like cartoony, knobby looking teeth, right?
Who was your favorite?
My favorite was probably Siren Sarah because I love that kind of twisted, gross smile that she has.
Actually,
I think that was a really cool touch.
I'm going to change my answer. I feel like Tito the turtle is my favorite.
Tito the turtle.
I like how he's a lot different from all the others. He speaks
he speaks
English.
Spanish, right? Very kind of different and unique.
Mm-hmm.
Leia, how about you?
Nighty Night.
Nighty Night.
And it's mostly because he's one of, I think maybe Sarah Siren wasn't based on an animal, but he's not based on an animal. He's an actual human being.
Yeah.
But he's got like that big red beard, and I just like the idea of that character.
I feel like Nighty Night is the only one that's like a real person because Sarah is based on like a fairy, I think.
Like a mythological siren/fairy kind of thing. Yep.
I feel like Nighty Night was the most realistic to the actual thing in real life.
Yeah. Siren Sarah was the only one who had like an actual human body.
Yeah.
Like Nighty Night did too, but his was all costumes. Whereas Sarah still had like
arms,
you could see her arms and legs were actually human. They used an actual human on screen for that character. So I mean, there were a lot of really cool designs in this movie, I thought. What'd you think of the story about all the animatronics being the souls of killers?
This thing is kind of interesting how each animatronic is based off, like, their personality. It, like, makes me think how they would kill people when they were a serial killer.
When they were real-life serial killers, huh?
They get to keep going doing what they were doing because this town was corrupt and letting them do it.
Yeah. If you knew about, like, a place in town where there was the undead souls of serial killers inhabiting animatronics, like Willy's. Like, let's say our little town had a Willy's Wonderland in it, and the whole town was keeping it a secret. Would you be like Liv and try to burn it down, or would you just keep the secret?
I'd notify the police, like, 911, what's your emergency? I don't really need you guys. I'm on the SWAT team real quick. Just check it out. And then once they get rid of all the animatronics and that stuff, then I'll burn it down.
Then you'll burn it down?
Yeah.
All right.
But what if the cops are implicit in it,
what
like
if the cops
this
are
one?
in on it?
I'll burn it down and leave with no trace.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
007 over here.
Connell's going to go into it. Just get the job
John Wicket.
done. Don't need no help.
No.
Do it. Right?
Would you like to see a number 2?
Yes.
And do you think your idea for the number 2 is what you'd like to see? Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, if none of the characters come back, do you think it'd be fun to see another one with a whole new batch of characters? Or would you like to see them somehow, like maybe their animatronic bodies were destroyed, but their souls still escaped and got into new animatronics? Would you like to see the old killers come back, or do you want a whole new batch?
Whole new batch. And I already have a few ideas what they should be called.
Oh, do you?
I feel like instead of Gus the gorilla, it should be Gus the chimp.
Oh, so like maybe Chester the chimp.
Yeah, Chester the chimp or something like that.
So like the weasel wouldn't be maybe a weasel, but maybe a badger, like Bob the Badger.
Yeah, Bob the Badger or
Lizzie the lizard. Instead of an ostrich, it could be an eagle. It could be like Edgar the eagle.
Alan the alien?
Fred the alien.
Fred the lynx.
Fred the lynx? Well, you're breaking the naming convention. That's all right, though. I like it. Fred the lynx. All right. Well, do we have anything else to say?
I spoke in how COVID kind of ruined this.
Yeah.
This film actually had a budget of $5 million.
Really?
And it only did less than 500,000 worldwide.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So not great.
Not great. Hopefully those streaming numbers were pretty high.
Yeah, I would hope. Because it did not do well. It did a re-release in February of 2021, so it was actually in theaters for a little while.
All right.
But it didn't really make up for any of it.
No. Boy, oh boy, that sucks.
Yeah, it was kind of compared to Five Nights at Freddy's. There's also one called the Banana Splits movie.
Yep.
And that one, a lot of people compare this one to that one. And I actually kind of want to see that one now after reading a little bit about it. I haven't seen it yet.
So I've seen that one. It's not terribly good, but it is fun to watch.
Yeah.
Still, it's that cheesy B horror film.
So I was reading some like people who were describing how they felt about this film, and they said they liked the Banana Splits movie better.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
so now that you've said that, I was like, now I really do want to see it because I want to see if, you know.
I wonder if the people who say they like it better like it better just based off of nostalgia. Because the Banana Splits was an actual real-life children's entertainment show.
Kind of like the horror film that they turned Winnie the Pooh into.
Yeah. So back in the 70s, it was one of the TV shows run by Sid and Marty Krofft, who did a whole bunch of, they did like a million others. Can't think of them right now. And this one was turned into a horror film.
So maybe people liked it just because of
maybe
that.
Yeah, because man, I wholeheartedly disagree.
Yeah.
Like not even a hesitation to say this was the better movie.
Mm-hmm. I think this one was even better than Five Nights at Freddy's, in my opinion.
I would agree on that too.
Yeah.
Conall, we're going to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's another time.
We're going to go into more detail, but yes or no? Did you like this one better than Five Nights at Freddy's or no?
I feel like based off, like the last time I watched Five Nights at Freddy's was a while ago, but I feel like I preferred Willy's better just based off the plot.
Yeah, I think you had said that a couple weeks ago or a week ago when we talked to you about this, that you felt that way.
The new Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is coming out in December. So maybe in a few months we'll cover that one, and then we'll compare and contrast these two movies.
Sounds good.
All right, well, let's get everyone the hell out of here.
Yeah.
So,
get your popcorn, get your
blankets and snacks. Speaking of blankets, Leia.
Yeah.
This is a big diversion.
Yeah, okay.
We went to go see Weapons on opening weekend.
Yes.
We're not going to comment about that because that's not what I'm getting at. But
disliked it there.
Moving on. In the row that we were sitting in, there was a woman at the end of the row.
Yes.
So I have a problem with misophonia. I can't stand hearing people chew and chomp.
Yeah, you can't even stand the sound of your own mouth sounds.
I have to be listening to something while I eat because I have to drown out the sounds of my own chewing.
Yes.
Let alone other people's, which drives me even more mad.
Yeah.
But I try to forgive people because I know it's a human thing. I'm not going to get mad at somebody for chewing, even though it's grating inside. So she's just chomping on popcorn when she was drinking from her cup. And
shaking the ice
and she couldn't manage to find the hole, the cup holder. So she kept on slamming it on the chair, the arm of the chair over and over and over again. And you know that thing when people grab the straw with their lips and sort of move it up and down in the plastic? Doing all of that. Oh, God, driving me insane. And then Leia, I feel sympathetic for all those people who really like to be cozy in a theater.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do. I don't care. It's not hurting me.
Yeah.
But this woman had to be in her 60s, maybe?
Probably, yeah.
She had a blanket with her. Okay, fine. Great.
Yeah, it's cold in there.
But at all the quote-unquote scary moments, because that movie was not scary, she covered herself with a blanket.
Yeah, covered her face with a blanket.
Okay, everybody, you know what? Do your thing. But if you're going to see a horror movie,
that's what you're going to be watching, man.
You know what you're in for.
Yeah. And then every time she would, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The talking and chitter-chatter. Leia, she didn't have anybody with her.
No,
she was sitting there solo.
She was sitting by herself.
And yet she was talking like we were all
her best
friends.
Do you see that?
Yeah.
What is she doing?
Talk about a terrible experience.
I hate when people do that. Like if you're watching a movie and they're like, oh my God, did you just see that?
Yeah.
And it's like, just such an overreaction.
And you're like, I'm watching the same movie you are.
Of course I saw it. In fact,
I probably saw more of it.
Yeah, because you covered yourself with a blanket.
Were you getting at this because of the whole grab your popcorn and drinks thing?
And you said take your blankets.
Take your blankets.
That's why I mentioned that. So anyway, huge diversion over. Get the hell out of here, everybody.
Do you feel better now?
I do.
Okay, great.
Everybody get out of here.
Don't be mean to our guests.
We'll talk to you all next week on
The Movie Theater Lobby.
Bye.
Bye.